layout, production process, and information for single-line wool washing factory. The facility is made from 5 segments: incoming dirty wool storage, wool separation, wool washing, drying, pressing, clean wool storage, repair and replacement store. First segment: dirty wool storage. The sheer sheep wool is brought to the wool storage while it's dirty and mixed. Here, the wool is separated by hand considering its quality and color. Then, it's transferred to the conveyor belts for the washing process. Second segment: separating the dirt and dust from the wool. The wool needs 3 machines for it to shake its dust and dirt. A room needs to be assigned for this process to prevent the dust from scattering to the other areas. The first step is carding the wool with a single drummed carding machine. The carded wool is stored in a separated area. Second step is sifting the dust from wool with the dust sifting machine. And the third step is a faster carding made with a 4-drummed carding machine in order to eliminate remaining dust and making the wool ready for washing. The dust from all these processes is sucked with fans into a separate room. Then, the wool is transferred to the conveyor belts, ready for washing. Third segment: wool washing, drying and pressing. The wool coming from the conveyor belts is sent to the wool storage and feeding machine. The pacing is controlled with a driver, so the washing process speed can be increased or decreased automatically. The wool washing machine is made up from 6 spools. The material of the machines can be chosen as chromium nickel or iron, and the width of the machines can be from 1 up to 1.7 meter while ordering. Depending on the ordered machines, the speed of washing can be from 500 kilograms up to 1500 per hour. The wool washing can be different depending on the country and quality of wool. The ideal situation is 50% diminish in wool after the washing. This percentage depends on the property of the wool in its country. The machines are capable of both cold and warm washing. Warm washing gives better results. For further bleaching, additional chemical peroxides needs to be used. If desired, Ulan SPA01 insecticide can be used to protect the wool against moths and other insects for a long period of time. Open steam is used for warm washing. The washing machines can be pitchfork, harrow, or 3 eccentric system depending on the order. The most important part of washing wool is not wearing it during the process. First spool is used to sink dry wool into the water. The wool needs to absorb water in this step. In between the pools, the water is squeezed by cylinders. Sixth pool is the rinsing pool. With rinsing, washing part is complete. The water pumps of the washing machines need to be cleaned regularly. The temperature needs to stay in recommended range. The cylinders need to be in check to prevent them from wool entanglement. The valves responsible for releasing the dirty water under the machines can be manually or automatically controlled, depending on the order. The water needs to be released and replaced under control every 3 hours. If the dirty water stays for longer periods of time, mud might pile up and plug the valves. If insecticide is desired to be used, these steps should be followed. The insecticide should be only used after the whole cleaning process is finished. If any chemicals is used in the first pools, a very intensive rinsing is essential. Rinsing pool needs to be checked and must be free from any chemical substance. If the chemical substance needs to be used in the 5th pool and rinsing at 6th pool, chemical substance needs to be added to the 7th pool, or the chemical washing and rinsing needs to be finished at 5th pool. Water temperature for this process needs to be 60 to 65 Celsius degrees. pH value of the pool needs to be around 4 to 5. The necessary pH values can be met with formic or acetic acid. Resistance of moth and other insects differentiate based on the climate of the country. The percentage of the chemical substance is between 0.02 to 0.08% depending on the country, mixed with 1000 kg in the warm water tank. This mixture can wash up to 10,000 kg of wool. This insecticide, if applied properly, can last lifelong. The name of the chemical substance is Eulan SPA01 and the price is €20 per kilogram. The product is made in Germany. If the lanolin oil is to be extracted, first and second pulls of the wool washing machine needs to be linked separately. This can be done during warm or cold washing. Usage of the chemical substance needs to be done after extracting the oil. This process can be done with a separate plant. The washed wool is transferred to the conveyor belts to prepare for centrifuge. In this gathering pool, wool both gets prepared for the centrifuge and water is squeezed from the wool. The squeezed wool is then relocated with a moving crane. The centrifuge is used to accelerate the drying process. The wool is ready for the drying process and is sent to the wool storage and feeding machine via the moving crane. The drying process, like the washing process, can be sped up or slowed down automatically. Now the drying process can start. Wool coming from a single wool washing machine can be dried with double amount of time with wool dryers, so double line of drying machines need to be used. The drying process is done with an 18 meters long tunnel with closed circuit steam system. The last part of the tunnel is for cold shocking to prevent sweating. Wool coming from the wool dryer needs a place for it to rest and cool down for some time. If the wool is moisture while pressing, it could change its color and drop in quality. In order to shake the remaining dust, the rested wool is sent to the 1-drum dust sifter one more time. The dust from this process is sent to a separate dust room. Now the wool is washed, properly dried and ready for pressing. The bales are automatically stored and with an automated weighing machine, barcoded. The wool bales are stored with forklifts. Now the wool is ready for usage and selling. This facility requires a separate part for repairing and spare machine parts. Such institution requires a minimum 10 meters width and 30 meters length. Dirty and clean wool storage needs to be calculated considering the capacity of the facility. This facility requires 70 to 90 tons of clean soft water, 380 volt for machine parkour and 400 kW for 3-phase. Lighting and other devices are excluded. The facility also requires a 5 million kilogram calorie steam. It is recommended to store hot water with recommended heat exchanger. The cost of steam and hot water production can be reduced if the sun is used for heating the water. Everything about the water heating and steam producing will be done by the buyer. Since the wool creates gabarite, a proper space needs to be chosen to prevent chemical stench and sewage problems. The machines will be upgraded with technological advances, all rights reserved. Our brand is officially registered. Planning and designing is done by our company.